When you called me and told me that, I mean, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm like, look, like, yeah, he's ready. He's been ready. Like, let's do this. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's had 0 matches. This is his first match. His first match at the second premier event with one of the top guys in the world. And, you know, not only did he go in there and hold his own, like they had an incredible match. So good, in fact, that he got a standing ovation when he walked into the back. Dom, talk to us a little bit about what was that like leading up? Look, it's all on the line at that point. They literally just, again, very, very short notice.
Yeah. And I think this is very important to point out the fact that when they asked me, and when I say they, I mean WWE staff asked me, we would like to see Dominic in a match against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Like, well, let me run that by him. I don't want to make or the decision for him. You know, let me see what he has to say. I brought it up to Dominic. Dominic had only been training for what?
Almost
2.5 years, which, you know, you could say that
it's more than most.
2.5 years, you can have a good set of training sessions and gone to some really good schools, but I don't think you're ready to step into a WWE ring in front of millions of fans around the world.
Let's give this proper context here. Do you think that there's been one WWE superstar in the history of the WWE to ever have their first match in the WWE?
Probably.
You think?
And I can't think of a name. I'm going to have to research that. But to have a match on such a huge pay-per-view event like SummerSlam.
And you guys crushed
Ronda
it.
Rousey?
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's hey, look, that's not a bad group to be in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, that was, and you took the option of running with it. You said,
I thought you were playing at first.
No, I was never playing. I was dead serious.
I'm going to be honest, I was nervous.
Oh.
When you called me and told me that, I mean, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm like, look, like, yeah, he's ready. He's been ready. Like, let's do this. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's had 0 matches.
Yes.
Wait a minute. He's had 0 matches. Like, this is a problem. Like, so I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they're going to do like, and they did. They made it a street fight, right?
Yeah.
It was street fight rules. So in my mind, as a fan and somebody who's kind of in the know that knows Dominic is at 0 matches,
right?
I'm thinking, all right, they're making it a street fight because his skills aren't up to par.
Of course.
They're going to brawl the whole time. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. That's not the way the match went.
No, it shocked me.
Tom, talk about that, man. Tell us a little bit about what it was like to be in that gorilla position, hear your music, step out under the bright lights on the big stage and go toe-to-toe with one of the best in the world.
And having your mom and your dad right there in gorilla position before you walk out. Not to make
no pressure.
No.
I mean, I was very blessed, you know, to be given that opportunity, and I was very thankful. But I was excited. I was nervous, but like I wasn't. I don't want to say I was like super nervous, because I was focused and I knew that I needed to do something special, and like I knew that there's a task at hand and that it needed to be executed as best as possible. So I was nervous, but like at the same time I wasn't, if that makes sense.
Confident.
I was
Makes
confident,
perfect
very
sense.
confident.
I was confident, but not like cocky. I knew what I could do, and I wanted to go out there and make sure that I made everyone happy with what I did. But I remember being back there in Gorilla. We had to cut a little promo right before, like literally right before we went out there. Said bye to my parents. Music hits, and as soon as that curtain hits, like it was, like it sunk in a little. Like I took a look. I turned around. I saw the giant like screens behind me, just Dominic Mysterio with my own music. Like it was just a surreal moment, and I'm very thankful, you know.
And I always tell Dominic, I said, if that would have only happened in front of thousands of fans, it would have been a complete difference. But it didn't. So you got to experience something that maybe none of us ever will. Having their first match, you know, during a pandemic, which is crazy. But
what he's referring to for our audience is right now the events, they don't have fans in the audience. They have like digital screens where they bring in people via
virtually.
technology, virtually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the bubble, right? Bubble
Yeah.
Yeah, the NBA bubble had
NBA
it.
bubble, huh? So, to have done it in front of no fans, for me, normally the fans give you that extra boost of energy. It gives you that adrenaline rush. I have found it very difficult sometimes to push myself in arenas when we don't have fans.
You
I
feed
need
off the
that.
energy, right?
Yes, it's very important, very crucial for us, at least for me. So for Dominic to have even pulled it off during these difficult times and to walk back after his match and you can continue.
Get a standing ovation from, everyone. Like I got super emotional right away. I cried just because like I'd seen so many people like go through that, get their, walk back through Gorilla, get the standing ovation.
That's actually, I'm sorry to cut you out, but that's very difficult to get.
Yeah, I mean,
that-
I've seen
no-
it in like special like videos, like the Shawn Michaels
Okay,
and like
yes.
WrestleMania main events
Yes.
where
Yeah.
somebody's been in.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I've seen like moments like in the videos that I've seen and like packages and stuff, but like to actually like have it happen to me and like have Vince just share those words with me, like I'll remember that day till the day I'm gone.
Brother, I think it's safe to say that that's probably never happened or ever will happen again with somebody on their first match.
Yeah.
I think that
You
is
know.
very hard to point out.
It was a very emotional moment. Like for me, seeing you guys just embrace with Angie and your sister, like it was just really awesome because people don't know the work and the process and the blood and the sweat and the tears and the sacrifice that was put in to get to that point. And the fact that, at your age, being pretty inexperienced in the grand scale of things, to answer the call of duty like that, to step up, it says a lot, man. It says a lot about your character. And, the beauty of this whole thing is you're just getting started.
Now, as a parent, my wife and I sat down, and it might have been that night, and we just go back and reminisce and talk about, wow, it was definitely good that we sent them to Tampa. We were just going over everything. Like,
I did not pay him to say that.
No, this was the process. That's how it started. Pushing him out of the house to be on his own, to learn how to do things on his own and not depend on others. Like that was the beginning of his journey, and then going to Canada and being on his own there, and then eventually, wanting to do what I do for a living and what I've done for the past 32 years, and getting an opportunity before we even thought it was going to happen, and you taking advantage of that opportunity because you were prepared.